That's right, both of these photos have mistakes in them. Maybe you can guess what they are in the comments before we even get to them. Okay, angels.
Angels, break it down.
Now I got plenty of comments on the last video we made about this, and you will not believe what Rhino4013 commented. But what you need to know is that shooting cars is like basketball. I used to be an acrobatic dunker for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and it was flashy and we would run with the ball all the way down the court, you know, no dribbling, which is a travel, a penalty. Or like the Harlem Globetrotters or N1 back in the day. They would do moves that weren't legal and that would be a violation. But it's flashy and it just looks cool, right? It's for entertainment purposes. And then you go to the NBA and there is no traveling.
Oh my goodness, did he actually think he's going to get away with it? Look!
To the gather, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh,
think of you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, well, maybe there is some traveling. But it's professional, it's not flashy, there's defense. It's just about getting the ball into the hoop. I just hit my ceiling. Rhino Fury was talking about shooting cars as if it was a professional NBA game. It is corporate, you don't put logos upside down, you don't make things crooked, you don't try and warp things or change colors. You go to a very clean location and you're trying to get whatever the manufacturer needs and you score. I like to often do things that are more like Harlem Globetrotter style, more creative, you know, where you can alter the color of the car a little bit, or maybe you can throw some models in there, or put the car in places where maybe it's not as clean. You add a little bit of character. I say all of that just so that you can be aware as we go through these mistakes. First mistake everyone does is they don't know what style they're shooting. Now, if you are playing the corporate car photography game, I see a lot of people shooting letters and even logos incorrectly. I'm not just talking about shooting logos straight or having the word straight or even the steering wheel. We already know that. I'm talking about cutting off things. I see this a lot and it screams amateur. Do not cut off letters. Give yourself some headroom, some breathing room. These are things that corporate cats go annoyed crazy for. A lot of engineering went into slapping those letters onto a car, so make sure that they are fully visible. Speaking of shooting straight things, don't mistake straight logos and steering wheels for straight tires. This is obviously personal preference, but it's a good rule of thumb. If you are shooting the car from an angle, turn the wheels so that the camera can see the rims, not the inside of the tires. That mess looks gross. Now, if you're shooting straight on or from the side, keep those tires straight. Makes it look more uniform. Now, the next big mistake I see so many people do is that they shoot in any lighting condition they want, like they're Superman or something. When it comes to lighting cars, it is way more intense than shooting models or anything else that is smaller, because it's so huge tax cut. You gotta fly 20 by 20 grids and a whole bunch of stuff and Batman's lair. It's just intense. So what we need to do is shoot at the correct time of day. Now, it may suck at times because it's inconvenient at certain times during the year, but you wanna shoot at golden hour. Golden hour is the sauce. If you have an iPhone, go to the weather area and then look at where it says sunset and be out there an hour, maybe an hour and a half before that time. And this helps so much because God has already done the hard work for you and has lit it for you. The other option is to shoot at night, but if you shoot at night, make sure it is lit relatively well. I believe it was Daniel Schiffer that told me this. He said, don't make your camera see in the dark. Now, I see this way too many times. You either got people shooting cars at noon or in the dark. And notice I said dark, not at night. There's a difference. Here's a bonus tip for you so your night shots don't look like this. Get this app. It is the secret to making the light around you work for you. Now, grab a white piece of paper. I got paper on here? Dang, man, I'm old school. I got paper. All right. Now you grab a white piece of paper and you keep it with you. Now get this app called Kelvin Meter. It costs a few bucks, but it's completely worth it. And then point it to the paper of whatever it is that you're wanting to shoot, and it's going to tell you the number of the color temperature of wherever your subject is. I know, it's amazing. So after you point it at it, whatever this number is reading, you just change your white balance to that camera, and bam, you got perfect white balance. Dude, I see this mistake way too often, all right? You got people that are shooting in the wrong locations or the wrong things. You see, when you shoot cars, it's so time consuming to move them and get them all set up. It's not like product photography or models that can be moved so easily, right? So you gotta plan before you go out and shoot. Find good locations that can be shot from multiple different angles. You don't want to find yourself shooting for 6 hours and just to come and find out that you only got 3 noticeably different photos. You know, shoot at a McDonald's, shoot at a 7-Eleven or a junkyard. It'll make something look different as opposed to it being all the same all the time. Be creative when you can. I need to clear the air. When I was talking about asking for permission to shoot at a location, it is better to ask for permission. You have freedom and peace of mind, and no one will bother you, and you have the time. I prefer doing it that way. Now, it didn't come off this way in the last video, but what I was trying to say is that getting permission oftentimes is a pain in the butt. And it is so annoying to just jump through so many hoops to get a few pictures. I was basically just getting out my frustrations about trying to shoot at a location, but it didn't come off that way. And the last thing I was trying to say was, if you have absolutely no way around for whatever reason, like you've tried hitting up people, you've called them, you've emailed them, and they don't answer you, and you have to shoot on a location without permission, just respect the place where you're at. Don't be stupid and ruin it for everyone else. No donuts, no peeling out or damaging things. When you do that, you reinforce the reason why they don't give permission to photographers to shoot in those places. And just a bonus tip here, shoot details. It will allow for some variety in your shots. We know we can get pretty wide, but it's gonna switch it up, and many people appreciate these little things. Little things make a big difference. It isn't just the location. You have dudes just shooting cars, like just cars. This is the NBA of shooting cars, you know, that's great. But oftentimes it's just too canned and it's boring. So in order to spice things up, you can pull the Harlem Globetrotter type of creative style. It's good to add things to the photo. I have found out that adding models to the photos just adds so much beauty and character. Yeah, get out now. Ugh. And the last mistake I see amateurs make is that they pick the wrong photos, whether it's in focus, out of focus, they can't decide on this one or that one, and then they post a whole bunch of them on the carousel anyway. They don't know how to pick the photos. So you gotta check out this video so you can know exactly what photos to throw away and what photos to keep so that they come out looking professional. Catch you in the next one.